All right, so happy Saturday. I don't know if you can tell, but my bangs are completely messed up. I don't know what's going on with them. They look really sparse at the moment, but they're also way too long. So I might have to cut them today, which I'm not looking forward to. I hate having to cut my bangs. It's literally the worst thing in the world. I don't know why. I'm just very bad at it. So I might need to add a little bit more into my bangs. I just think that they're getting so damaged at this point that it's like, that's probably why they're so sparse. I probably shouldn't have bangs anymore, but honestly, I love them way too much to get rid of them. Also, here's my outfit. Very boring, plain, just have like my Fleetwood Mac shirt on. I have this flannel on and some black jeans. Also, my room is a huge mess. I'm trying to put away some like clean clothes and stuff, so that is the deal for today. And then also I want to go to Starbucks, so hopefully we'll be able to do that as well. Anyway, I am currently reading The Atlas Six by Olivia Blake. So I am 145 pages in, so I've gotten a pretty good chunk of the way through. So we're definitely gonna read this today. And yeah, I'm gonna go get some Starbucks and I will be back. Got my pumpkin spice latte. I think you can still tell that my bangs are messed up. Also, I'm currently watching a Books with Leo video and I'm loving it. She's wearing this like super cute sweater that I really wish I had. It's gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize how bad my bangs are. What is going on, y'all? What's going on? I don't know. I don't even think my bangs really know what's going on either. So we're gonna try to cut them, see what I can do. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I'm happy with the results. They actually turned out pretty good this time. Yay! So I know that I said I was going to be reading The Atlas Six, but I think I'm going to start reading Tuck Everlasting because it's like 120 pages and I've been really meaning to read this book and I've been putting it off for no good reason. And I was listening to some of the musical today, as I usually do, because there are two songs from the musical that I really love. And I listen to them every once in a while and I'm always like, you know what, I should read Tuck Everlasting. I found a copy of it a couple of weeks ago, maybe it's a couple months ago at this point, but I've never seen the movie, I've never read the book, so I feel like it's a good chance to like finally read this. So we're gonna start it right now. I'm so excited. I don't really know the real premise of this book. I'm pretty sure it has to do with this child, this girl, and she meets this guy and there's something about like living forever. So that's as much as I know. I don't know if that's accurate, but I'm really excited to dive into this and I'll let you guys know how it goes as I read it. This is like a childhood classic that like I've just never gotten to. I don't know why I didn't read it as a kid. I'm really excited. Also, the movie's on Disney Plus, so that'll be like a really good excuse to finally watch the movie. Okay, so I'm 6 pages in and oh my gosh, this writing is gorgeous. What the heck? It's beautiful. Oh my god. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but this book is so freaking good. What the heck? The writing style is like literally everything I've ever asked for, ever. It's beautifully descriptive. it's like sweeping, and I always use that term, sweeping, for like the things that I want, because I want it to feel vast. I want it to feel just like so exquisite, and I want there to be depth to the writing as well, and like that's what this is. It's absolutely freaking gorgeous. I'm just gonna read like one sentence for y'all. Okay. And all at once the sun was uncomfortably hot, the dust oppressive, and the meager grass along its edges somewhat ragged and forlorn. Beautiful. Just absolutely gorgeous. And there was another one that I really liked. It wandered along in curves and easy angles, swayed off and up in a pleasant tangent to the top of a small hill, ambled down again between fringes of bee-hung clover, and then cut sideways across a meadow. Here its edges blurred. It widened and seemed to pause, suggesting tranquil bovine picnics, slow chewing and thoughtful contemplation of the infinite. And then it went on again and came at last to the wood. But on reaching the shadows of the first trees, it veered sharply, swung out in a wide arc as if, for the first time, it had reason to think where it was going, and passed around. Excuse me, gorgeous. Also, I'm listening to the score from Anne with an E because I was told that the movie kind of has the same sort of vibe as Anne with an E. And I love that show so much. I wish that it hadn't been canceled. However, we are going to continue on with this book, and hopefully I'll get further into it the next time I update you. TBH, I thought it was gonna rain today because it was sprinkling a little bit outside, but now it's not anymore. So I don't think it's gonna rain today. Also, say hi to Giant Baby Yoda. For some reason I thought that his ears were more like stiff than this, but they're not. I started Tuck Everlasting yesterday and I'm really loving it. This book is so good. So I got to chapter 9, page 46 last night, and hopefully I can finish it today. It's a really good, really fast read. It is just sucking me in immediately. And it's the writing, it's the characterization is so good, the storyline, the lore, it's just, I'm loving it. I don't remember if I said this earlier, but I totally regret not having read it when I was a kid, because reading it now, this would have been my entire personality. This would have been everything to me. And unfortunately, I'm reading it when I'm 26 years old. It's literally so good though. It's truly so good. Also, I got a pumpkin cream cold brew, which I have been drinking for the past couple of hours. The ice is completely melted, but it's still really good. So I finished Tuck Everlasting and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. And I have to admit that I did cry a little bit at the end. I was really surprised that I cried because I didn't think it'd be a super emotional ending, but it just like, it got me for some reason. And I just got really emotional. So I really enjoyed it. I highly, highly recommend it. It is so good. I know that if I had read this as a kid, I would have become absolutely obsessed with it. So I'm kind of regretting that I never read it when I was little. I think if I'd read it when I was like 10 or 11, at the same age that Winnie Foster is in the book, I would have just been like, this is my personality now. I think tomorrow I'll try to watch the movie. I'm pretty sure that it's on Disney Plus. Like, I'm like 99% sure it's on Disney Plus. So I can just watch it tomorrow while I'm eating my breakfast or something. And I'm really, really excited because I've never seen the movie, so I just really liked it. I thought it was good. And now that means I can go back and continue reading the Atlas 6. I have been really enjoying it, and it was kind of nice to have a little break from it. Because that book requires you to use like every brain cell that you have, so it was kind of nice to have a little bit of a break, but I'm ready to get back into it. So definitely tomorrow after I watch Tuck Everlasting, I am definitely going to go back and continue reading the Atlas 6. is currently 7:54. It's almost 8 o'clock, and I'm having my second cup of coffee tonight. I did go to Starbucks like 2 hours ago and I got an iced latte, but the caffeine withdrawal headache is still here, so we're having a second cup of coffee. That's just how it goes. Also, I'm starving, so I'm gonna have this Special K protein meal bar that I found in my cupboard. I don't know. We're gonna eat it. We're gonna see how it goes. While I'm doing all of that, we're gonna be reading the Atlas 6 because I need to get back into this book. Like I said earlier, at least I think I mentioned this earlier, I am 145 pages into it, so I'm really enjoying it. And since I finished Tuck Everlasting, I want to say a day ago? 2 days ago? Technically 2 nights ago. Anyway, we are going to drink my coffee, eat my protein meal bar, and enjoy the Atlas 6. And I don't know what playlist I'm going to listen to, so we might have to figure that out as well. Maybe we can do the one that I made for the Starless Sea. That might be cute and fun. Here it is. Maybe if I can remember it, I will leave it as a link down below. It has a lot of good stuff on it. It has a lot of Taylor Swift. It has some of the Oh Hellos, the Paper Kites, Daughter, Hozier, Phoebe Bridgers, Billy Martin, a bunch of that kind of stuff. So yeah, maybe we'll listen to that while I read the Atlas 6. Okay, so I'm really sad because my headache is just getting worse and worse, and now I feel nauseous, so I didn't get very far into the Atlas 6. Sucks, I know. Also, don't mind my hair, it looks awful. Just, I took it out of the braids because like the tension was like hurting my head even more. So yeah, that's just the reality of trying to read physically. Sometimes for me, I just like get the worst headaches and I can't really help it. So I did try to take some ibuprofen, but it's not working, it's not helping. So I do get like pretty frequent headaches, so it's not surprising. It just kind of sucks because I was in such a physical reading mood and now I just can't read physically at the moment. So I guess we're just gonna have to wait until tomorrow. That really sucks. Anyway, I'm just gonna call it a night. I think I might like lay in bed and listen to an audiobook, but other than that, my night's basically over. So we're gonna try tomorrow. All right, so it is Thursday night and I am finally feeling better. Well, okay, I'm feeling better than I was before because I'm not feeling nauseous or I don't have a headache, which is really nice. So I mean, technically I am feeling a little bit better than I was before, so I can finally read physically tonight. So we're gonna continue on with the Atlas 6. I did want to mention though, I don't think I mentioned this in my last clip, but I did start another book and it's an audiobook. I can't remember how far into it I am. I want to say either 30 or 40%. But I am currently reading A Song of Wraiths and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown, and I am loving it so far. I am really loving the character of Karina. So it's like told in dual perspectives. You have Karina's perspective and then you have Malik's perspective. I'm not really liking Malik as much. I feel like a lot of his personality, we're like creeping towards the 50% mark, and his entire personality is the fact that he is a middle child. And I'm just like, that's not enough of a personality for someone to have. like, he's just a middle child. That's all he is. So I can't wait to kind of see him interact with people that aren't his siblings. Because I feel like, you know, even up to this point where he's not with his siblings anymore, he's still just thinking about himself in like regards to his siblings, or like in reference to his sibling. And I'm like, you're also your own person. Like, you have a personality, I'm sure you do. And I'm sure that you have thoughts that like aren't about your siblings. What are they? Like, who are you? So I'm really excited to see his character kind of like come out of its shell. But I do love Karina. I think that she's a bad bitch. I think that she has like this full range of emotion, which I love. You know, we get to see her like kind of deal with grief in a not so pretty way, which I like. You know, I feel like sometimes grief is kind of shown, especially through female characters, in a very like dainty, collected, or even just like somber way. So like they can either be like kind of collected, like kind of stoic or whatever, or they can just be very weepy and somber. But I really like seeing, you know, these female characters experience grief in a more explosive way, I guess is the way that you would describe it. I don't know. It's just, I really like that, and I'm glad that that's being explored in this book. So far I'm really enjoying it. You know, we haven't really gotten to the real meat of the book yet. It's been a lot of exposition. It's been like about 30% exposition, which is I feel like it's kind of a lot. I feel like sometimes, like, you know, if it's in the description, I do kind of expect for it to happen a little bit earlier. But we're finally getting to like the actual competition of the entire book, so that's really exciting. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the audiobook. I think it's done really well, so I do recommend it if you're going to listen to the audiobook. But I almost think that it might be better to read physically. That's just my opinion. So yeah, we're going to get to reading the Atlas 6. I'm so excited. We are still at the same point that I've been telling y'all that we're at, you know. I do want to get closer to the middle point, possibly to 200 pages if I can. It's about that much. I think it'd be about 60 pages, just a little bit under 60. So I think it's doable for tonight if I can get to 200, because then if I can do that, I'm basically halfway through. So that would be really nice if we could do that. Okay, so I just finished the Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. Literally right now it's 1:41 in the morning, and it's technically November 1st, but we're going to be counting it for my last book of October because I read most of it in October anyway. I really have to see if there's going to be a sequel. I'm guessing there is, because it set itself up perfectly for a sequel, so I just figure it must have one. I'm gonna like put this book as read on Goodreads. I don't even know what to rate it as though. Like, how do you rate this book? I don't know. Okay, so the next book is going to be The Atlas Paradox. Okay. Okay, so for this book, I have a few thoughts about it. I don't want to like go too deep into it because I already know that this is going to be a really long vlog, so I don't want to like go into like huge amounts of depth into this book, especially since I don't want to spoil it for anybody, because I did genuinely love it. It's addictive to read, honestly. I think it's the writing style. It's just, it really moves the pace of the book forward. Even though it does feel dense at points, it really doesn't detract from the pace of the storytelling. And I feel like once you get used to it, like after the first like 50 pages, it really does start to feel like it's moving forward pretty quickly. I will say that if you are not a character-driven reader, or if you're like not huge into characterization, this might not be the book for you. It's very, very highly character-driven. These characters have really, really distinct voices, and that's one of the things I really liked about this book, because it kind of reminds me not just of fan fiction, but of specifically role play fan fiction. Because when you're doing like a role play, say like Tumblr role play, you have, you know, 2, maybe even 3 people doing a thread at one time. So you have, you know, one person who's doing like the first post, and then you have the next person doing the response, and it's basically like just a back and forth of these 2 writers writing singular characters. So in something like a role play on Tumblr, you're going to have these 2 characters that have really distinct voices and are very clearly different characters. Sometimes when a singular author is writing a book with specifically an ensemble cast, it can sometimes end up that each character sounds pretty similar to the next character. This book didn't have that problem, which I really found refreshing, because, you know, there have been plenty of times where I have read books with multiple perspectives, or just like even like an ensemble cast where so many of the characters just blend together. This was just so distinctive in its characterization of each character. You could not confuse, say, like Tristan to Nico, or Parisa to Libby, or whoever, you know, whatever. These characters are all their own person. I think the one critique of this book that I will strongly give is that a lot of the magic system just didn't make sense, and I don't really hold it against it too much, because I can tell that there was a lot of effort put into the magic system, and it made enough sense for me to be like, I can suspend my disbelief as I read this book, but I know in like my critical, like logical part of my brain, like this does not make any sense. I really don't understand how magic operates within this world. I don't understand how it operates in tandem or reference to like the non-magical part of the world. It just seems to be really vague in that aspect, whereas other parts of the magic system are like highly detailed. So it just felt a little unbalanced in its focus. I really don't know what I'm going to rate this book. Is it going to be a 4 or 5 stars? I feel like it's somewhere in between there, so I'm not sure if I want to bump it up or if I want to bump it down. It's kind of one of those books where like my heart is telling me it's a 5-star read, because I really loved it and highly, highly enjoyed it. I mean, I think you can just tell, like, just from the way that this book is like so beaten up already. I even like cracked the spine because I just had to, and I like didn't care at that point. And that kind of means that I really enjoyed it. You know, like if I feel like when a paperback is so beaten up like this, it really, like for me, it just means that I really loved it. But then I also am kind of like, my critical brain is like, it just deserves a 4. But I want to give it a 5. So I don't know. I feel like I should just give it a 4.5. We can give it 5 stars on Goodreads, and on Storygraph I'll, you know, give it a 4.5. I think that that's fine. Alright, so I am going to end the vlog here because I finished the Atlas 6. We finished Tuck Everlasting, which was wonderful. So I feel like we've done quite a lot in this vlog. So I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Goodreads, Storygraph, TikTok. I am going to start vlogging and updating for NaNoWriMo, so you're definitely going to want to follow me across all of my social medias because of all of the updates I'm going to be doing as we go through the month of November. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!
Ooh, I thought it'd be me and you.